Yes, sir! What's up, boys? We back with another video. In this video, we're talking about Jrue Holiday getting traded to the Bucks. So we're going to cover 5 aspects of this trade. So we're going to cover who was involved in this trade, why the trade was made, what this trade does for the Bucks, what this trade does for the Pelicans, and the 5th and final topic will be who won and who lost the trade. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. We drop new NBA videos every week. So let's get into it. So we're going to start off with topic number 1, which was who was involved in the trade. So in the trade, the Pelicans were sending Jrue Holiday to the Bucks in exchange for Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, a 2020 first-round pick, 2 future picks, and 2 pick swaps. So in total, they have control over 5 picks. They're sending control over for 5 picks. The number 24 pick in this year's draft, 2 future first-round picks, and 2 rights to swap picks. So we're going to talk about why this trade was made now, the second topic. So this trade was made because the Bucks need to upgrade their roster after a disappointing playoffs performance. We saw them play not the best against the Magic, but they were able to beat them. Then we saw Miami just have their way with them in the playoffs. They weren't really much of a competition for them. So we all knew that the Bucks needed to make some improvements during the offseason if they wanted to eventually sign Giannis, because Giannis did not look pleased after this playoffs. So areas of improvement that the Bucks needed to address were their shooting, 3-point shooting, to give space on the floor around Giannis, as well as their playmaking, to take the ball out of Giannis's hands and allow someone get someone on the floor that can set Giannis up and put him in positions where he can be most effective, instead of him having the ball in his hands, just dribbling down the floor, driving straight down the lane, and getting mauled by 3 guys. So that's why this trade was made on the Bucks end. On the Pelicans end, the Pelicans were looking to capitalize on Jrue Holiday's trade value, as he is one of the best, if not the best, two-way guard in the league. And unfortunately, he just didn't match up age-wise with Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram's timeline. Their ages don't match up. Zion is probably about 20, 21 max. And Jrue Holiday is actually about to turn 31, or he may already be 31. So their timelines just don't match up. The Pelicans are trying to build a much younger team, so that's why this trade makes sense for them. That's why they would do this trade. So now we're going to get into the third topic of 5 topics, which is how does this trade impact the Bucks? So Holiday addresses both of the Bucks' needs of improvement, which were the shooting and the playmaking. Last year, he was a 6.7 assists with 35% 3-point shooting. He averages about those numbers for his career. So what you're getting from him is you're getting a guy that can catch and shoot threes and create his own threes off the dribble. And you're getting a guy that can create plays for you on the floor. 6.7 assists is nothing to sneeze at. So Holiday does that for you. And one of the other things that you get, you had this with Bledsoe already, as Bledsoe made the all-defensive team, but you get one of the best defending guards in the whole entire league, if not the best. This guy was on the All-NBA defensive team in 2018. He was on the All-NBA defensive second team in 2019. He just missed the All-NBA defensive team this year, but we all know that Jrue Holiday is one of the best defensive guards in the league, if not the best. So this trade helps the Bucks on defense. It gives them a point guard that can defend as well as create some offense on the other side. Eric Bledsoe is a great player, but Jrue Holiday is just a bit of an upgrade for them. Gives them more. He's a better veteran. He has more playoff experience. His 3-point shooting is better. His playmaking is a bit better. He just does everything a little bit better than Eric Bledsoe. So, and another good thing about this deal is that Giannis actually signed off on the deal. Why is that important? It's important that Giannis signed off on the deal because eventually the Bucks are hoping to sign Giannis to his Supermax extension. And they need to convince him, because what he saw from the team last year is not convincing enough to make him want to sign a Supermax. Yes, Supermax would be great because you're getting like $250 million, but the situation needs to be right. Giannis signing off on the deal means that they approach him with the trade. They say, Giannis, what do you think about this deal? How do you feel about us getting Jrue Holiday? He signed off on it. He said he sounds like it's a good idea. So that means that they made a move that he was on board with, which is kind of how you convince someone to stay. You make moves to the roster that player is interested in and is on board with. So that's good for them in that sense. Now we're going to move on to topic number 4, which is how does this trade impact the Pelicans? So this trade impacts the Pelicans because the Pelicans get Bledsoe. He's a good replacement for Jrue Holiday. In terms of Jrue Holiday's defensive impact, as I said, Eric Bledsoe was on the All-NBA defensive team this year. He's one of the best defensive guards in the league. The offense is a little bit shaky, but he's a good replacement for Jrue Holiday. He just does everything a little bit worse than Jrue Holiday, but for the most part, he's a good replacement considering that you're getting 3 picks in return and George Hill. George Hill is a good pickup for the Pelicans because with Zion, you want 3-point shooters around him and guys that can space the floor. You had JJ Redick last year. He was the second best 3-point shooter in the league, averaging 45% from 3. Well, guess what, guys? George Hill is the best 3-point shooter in the league last year, averaging 46% from 3. So now you have the 2 best 3-point shooters by percentage in the league playing around Zion and Brandon Ingram. That's perfect for them because they need exactly that. They need 3-point shooting. So you could run lineups with the 2 best 3-point shooters on the team in the league with Brandon Ingram, Zion, and then a big man, and then you're in a pretty good position. You could even run a stretch 4 if you wanted to and run Zion at 5 and really space that floor and let Zion get rocking and rolling. So I think it's a good trade for the Pelicans in that sense. Now we're going to get into the 5th and final topic, guys, which is who won and who lost the trade. Let me know in the comments down below who you guys feel like won this trade and who lost this trade and what your reasoning is for it. I'm about to tell you guys, in my opinion, why I think that the Bucks actually lost this trade. Because when you're looking at the trade, Jrue Holiday is a great player. It gives the Bucks a 3rd star to go with Chris Middleton and Giannis, but he's not significant enough of an improvement over Eric Bledsoe to warrant sending out the amount of picks that the Bucks actually sent out. So they sent out 3 first-round picks, and they gave the Pelicans the right to swap 2 other picks. So the Pelicans gained control over 5 first-round picks, and they got Eric Bledsoe, who's like, if Jrue Holiday is an A+, Eric Bledsoe is like a B+. So you're not losing that much, and you got control over 5 picks, guys. That is huge. That is huge draft compensation. That is similar to the draft compensation that the Lakers sent over to the Pelicans in exchange for Anthony Davis. If you're getting Anthony Davis type picks in a trade and you're giving up Eric Bledsoe, you got to be getting like a Bradley Beal type player back. Like if you're going to be giving up Anthony Davis type draft assets, you got to get a player like Bradley Beal back or someone on that caliber. Jrue Holiday is a great player, but 5 picks worth Anthony Davis draft compensation for him, plus Eric Bledsoe and George Hill, to me, the Bucks lose this trade. And another reason why I feel like the Bucks lose this trade is because if Jrue Holiday is not happy in Milwaukee, he has a player option next year. He can opt out. And if he opts out, guess what? Giannis is not going to want to stick around. And he has his decision of whether or not he wants to stay with the Bucks this year and next summer. He has all that time to decide. If Jrue Holiday tells him in his ear, like, yo, I'm not really enjoying playing here, I'm thinking about declining my option and leaving next year, that's not going to be good for Giannis because now the Bucks have even less assets. So I could see Giannis leaving if Jrue Holiday tells him, yo, I'm probably going to leave too, eh? So it's just not looking good for the Bucks. I think it looks good for them in terms of this season, but long term, with the amount of picks that they gave up, they pretty much traded away their whole future in terms of draft picks. Like they're not going to have a 1st-round pick for a while. At least not one that's meaningful, especially if the Pelicans have the right to swap the pick. So even if they did get a meaningful pick, the Pelicans could swap it and just take that pick. So I don't know, guys. That's just how I feel about it. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this trade. Who do you think is the winner and the loser? How do you guys feel about Jrue Holiday going to the Bucks? Are the Bucks making the right moves? Let's talk about it, guys. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're doing the live stream tomorrow covering the NBA draft. It'll be on by 7 o'clock Eastern time. And also I have 2 other videos that I'm going to upload later today, so check those out. All right, peace.